Bob. Stuffing up the danger.
I'm gonna stand right here. Tired of moving.
How does he win that over our center backs? That should never happen. These guys are getting destroyed.
I'm in so much space, bro.
Off me, kid. Oh.
When the keeper doesn't move like that, I always think it's him. And you're winning.
Oh, that's it. What a ball. Holy. Still a chance. If you got it on target, the keeper would have just saved it.
One-on-ones mean nothing anymore. Yeah, I did that like how many times yesterday?
I can see you. What a run. It led you a little far. That is dirty, though.
We got new cleats. New cleats.
Backwards header.
Off the ponytail, baby.
That was like a reverse dunk, you know? Hey everyone, this is Lesky here, back with another Pro Clubs player build for you guys today. And in this video, I'm going to be going over the right mid position. The right mid stats have been changed from back in FIFA 21. The right mids, left mids were pretty much useless. They had worse stats than the left wings and the right wings. So no one pretty much used them. They were almost completely useless. I don't think I've ever really seen anyone use a right mid, left mid build back in FIFA 21. But this time, right mid might actually be the most well-rounded or most usable position in the game, and I'll show you guys why. Let's get this build video started. So here we are at this right mid build, and I've named it B2B, meaning box to box. I've been using it as a center mid, playing in the center mid position, and just being a box to box player, covering the entire field, playing defense, offense, doing pretty much everything I can to help out the team. And this build is perfect for it. I got so many tackles, and if you just look at the stats right here, we actually have pretty well-rounded stats. The worst stats, as you'd expect, are the physical and defending for a mid, but they're really not bad. They're in the high 60s, and then all the other stats are pretty solid as well. Like if we compare it to a right wing, as you can see, the defending and the physical is better, and the defending is a huge increase, like a massive increase compared to the right wing. And that's why I've been using this as a box-to-box midfielder. That's the main reason. And then the other stats are pretty similar. I believe the winger has better dribbling, while a right mid has better passing, and a winger has one more pace. But you can't use a winger as a box-to-box because their defensive stats are not good. 56 defending. But this right mid has 69 defending as a 6'4" built as a 6'4" right mid. We have 69 defending. And the thing is, with this right mid position, the lower you go, the worse the defending gets. So if you're trying to use this as a defensive-minded build, not necessarily defensive-minded, just a box-to-box build to where you want to come back on defense, you are going to want to go on the taller side. As you guys see, the stats get higher as I get taller. And so, like, from 6'2" to 6'4", the defending doesn't change, and some other stats do. But if I were to go to 6'6", it gets to 70 defending. If I were to go to 6'7", you get 71 defending as a right mid. But I'm just going for 6'4". I feel like that's a pretty good balance, and we still get 69 defending. But before we go into the skill tree, let's talk about the perks. And actually, one thing I wanted to show you guys, make sure you are listed at the right mid position, not the left mid position. This is very important. Make sure you're listening. You're wanting to be a right mid, not a left mid. You'd think they would have the same stats like the wingers do, like this right winger compared to this left winger. The stats don't change. The attributes are the exact same. But if you go from a right mid, look at the defending, the 69 defending, and then you go to left mid, it has 7 less defending as a left mid. Makes no sense. The stats shouldn't be different. They're just on different sides of the field. So they need to fix that. But the right mid has better defending, so you're always going to want to go for the right mid. And hopefully they'll change the left mid and bump it up to have the same defending as the right mid. I wouldn't think they would bump the right mid's defending down because then it would kind of make left mids and right mids useless, kind of like in FIFA 21. So just make sure you're a right mid, guys. And now let's go on to these perks. So for the perks, I've actually tried a couple different combos. A lot of the games and the clips you'll see, I'm using these perks right here. The skill dribbler along with the active first touch. And I made a video about these two perks working very well together and make your guy feel really silky on the ball, especially for bigger builds. And I liked it a lot. But as a midfielder, I felt like I didn't need this as much, and I needed more strength since the right mid, like the two worst categories are defending and physical. I think actually the worst category is physical. I really wanted to get some extra strength, and this made a huge difference when it came to defense and just winning a lot more 50-50 balls, shoulder to shoulders, all that stuff, bumping people off the ball. I won the ball a lot more on defense, even though it doesn't improve your defensive stats. You don't really have to like defend as much, I say. You can get close to the attacker and kind of just bump them with this perk. As long as they don't have the perk also and are stronger, you should be able to body pretty much most people off of the ball because you have this perk. So that's why I'm rocking the physical strength perk rather than the active first touch. And then I have the skill dribbler just because it gives you the flare trait. I'm a big fan of the flare. And then also it increases your dribbling and just improves your skill moves. Like your skill moves perform better, they're quicker, and it feels a little bit nicer. So I really like that, especially because I like to skill a lot, and I like 5-star skills on my builds, even if they're like midfielders. I'm a big fan of that. So I'm rocking the skill dribbler and physical strength. I really do think the physical strength is necessary if you want to come back on defense with this build. I think it's more important, honestly, than the skill dribbler. You could take the skill dribbler off if you're not somebody that wants to dribble too much and put something else like distant shooter. Even the active first touch might be a little bit better for you if you don't dribble as much. Maybe ball winner too. Ball winner could be really good, actually. Put ball winner on and physical strength. Those are the two worst categories of a right mid. So it would boost your tackling ability and your physical strength, and you would be extremely well-rounded. So that could also be a very good option. I have not tried that. So let's go to the skill tree now. And as you can see on the skill tree, on the physical side, we only have one thing. And I will have this on a lot of my builds, at least these starter builds, because it's only one skill point. It gives you +2 strength, and it'll give us go up from 59 to 61. So I like that. And 61 strength is not a lot. So there was a big difference from going to just using the active first touch and the skill dribbler, and then going to the physical strength perk. It made a big difference. I noticed it a lot. So I would suggest having that extra strength right here, and then getting that physical strength to make up for the really weak physical stats. And then defending, we have not touched anything on that. The defending honestly felt really nice, and I wasn't really like focusing too much on defending. This is more of a box to box, so I didn't put anything on there. But maybe if we got more skill points, we could increase the stand tackling, slide tackling, and maybe even interceptions. So now hopping over to dribbling. Like I mentioned earlier, I like my 5-star skills, so I went for the 5-star skills. If y'all aren't the type of player that will skill that much, don't even go for the 5-star, just go for the 4-star. Or if you don't like skilling at all, don't go for 4-star, take it off completely, and just get the extra agility right here, get some extra dribbling and ball control, and then that's pretty much it, right? I would do something like this if you don't want any skill moves. But for me, I really like skills, and I want to go for the 5. For the people that just want 4-star skills, I would suggest just putting this skill move on, and then just putting this ball control on to balance out the ball control and dribbling, and maybe adding some agility if you'd like. But yeah, I'm gonna have it like to where I had it. This is pretty much every single game I played with this right mid build. I was using this setup on the dribbling page, and then make sure you add this extra ball control to kind of balance that out a bit. Nothing on the passing. The passing stats are actually really good on a right mid. This is one of the best categories for a right mid. It's like they're almost as good as a Cam's base passing stats, if not better. Same as a center mid too. Like none of the positions have really crazy base passing stats. They're all kind of average. So there's really not a downside being a right mid when it comes to passing. They basically have the same passing stats as center mids and Cams and CDMs. So that's really nice, if not better on some of the categories too. And with the shooting page, this is kind of what you'd feel like you'd rather have. I just went for the long shots, but honestly, I could put it on finishing to get it up to 73, But are you really going to notice much of a difference from 71 to 73 finishing? I just thought that 80 number looked pretty nice for long shots. And since I was playing as a center mid, it might be a little bit more useful because you might be outside of the box a little bit more than you would if you were playing more up as like a cam or like a striker. So you're not going to be in the box as much. So maybe long shots will be a little bit more useful to increase. So that's why I went for that. And then pace, I went full out on the pace. And as a 6'4", 119-pound right mid, you are very fast with 88 acceleration and 89 sprint speed. It honestly feels faster than that sometimes. Like, I'm chopping down little dudes on defense. I'm chopping them down. Then once I get next to them, I'm just bodying them, pushing them off the ball, and then I have the ball. There's a ball recovery for me. It's very easy to defend with this build. It's crazy. And as you guys may have noticed, I do have 2 extra skill points at the top right that I haven't added on, but I was pretty much using this exact same setup in all of the clips, so I didn't really want to change it. But now, since I have some extra skill points, I'll show you guys what I would add it onto. And honestly, maybe I would add it on to shooting just because you get 70 shot power and 83 long shots with this. That would be pretty nice for a midfielder. Let's see. I haven't really looked into this, so let's see. Yeah, that's probably the best bet for now, unless you want to get stamina. That could be a very good option. Don't go for this one. This one only gives you +2 and it's 2 skill points. This one gives you +3. So if you were to go for that, you'd get 78 stamina. Since this is a box to box, you are going to be running a lot. That could be pretty helpful. Other than that, you could do stand tackling if you really want to increase that. Interceptions, it's kind of up to you for these extra skill points. But for me, I thought the defending was fine with nothing on it, honestly. And if you put that ball winner perk on it, it could be even better. So I'm fine with putting nothing on the defending for now until we get more skill points. And then really the passing felt great. So I'm just going to increase the shot power, honestly, and then increase the long shots even more. I could go for the finishing, but no, I'm going to go for the 70 shot power and 83 long shots. And that will be the end of this build, guys. I've really liked using this right mid build, guys. It's one of my favorite positions in the game right now that I've used, especially using it as a midfielder, box to box, trying to go up on offense and defense. It's very solid. And if with this physical strength perk, I haven't mentioned it, it increases your jumping when like going for headers. So you can actually win a ton of 50-50 balls, like off goal kicks, goalkeepers punts. I won so many 50-50 balls, and we just kept possession for our team, and then we ended up scoring off of it a lot. There's a lot of instances I had with this build where I just won the 50-50 ball, went to our teammate, played a few passes, and then boom, we score basically off of winning that 50-50 off of their goal kick or whatever. So that's really nice being tall with that physical strength perk. You can really win a lot of those aerial battles. And I think I scored like 1 or 2 headers, not very many. It's not going to have the greatest jumping. You don't have that great of jumping on this right mid build, but you are 6'4", and you have that physical strength perk to boost it up a bit. So you can score some header goals. The heading actually is like 68. Heading actually, it's not going to be good, not going to be amazing, not going to be the most consistent, but you can score them because you are tall and you have that perk. So definitely don't forget about that. And of course, this isn't a max skill point build since FIFA 22 just kind of came out, and we all know how difficult it is to level up in pro clubs now. As you guys can see, I'm only a level 16, still working on that max skill point grind, but I will come out with an updated version of this build like I will with a lot of my other builds, just with all 3 perks and max skill points. And for a lot of y'all that might not have as much skill points as I do right now and can't make the exact skill tree, you're kind of just going to have to work around with what you got and pick like what you want. Like you might just have to sacrifice the skill moves or the shooting, but I would definitely keep the full pace and then use the rest of the skill points you have and just kind of spread them around to something you'd like. Maybe dribbling, add this strength, and yeah, you might not be able to have enough for shooting. So it kind of just depends on where you're at for skill points, and you're just gonna have to pick what you want. But really, I just wanted to show you guys how good this right mid position is, and y'all should try it, especially a taller right mid, because remember, it makes the defending stats better. So that's really what I was wanting to show you guys, is that this right mid position is amazing, actually. Very underrated, and I haven't seen much people say anything about this or talk about this or make any videos about this. So I thought I'd get this out for you guys. Thank you guys for watching this build video. Please hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button on my channel if you aren't already subscribed. And if you do try this build out, please let me know how you liked it in the comments. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.
Well, just 1 minute of time added on for stoppages here.
Oh, stop.
Just ask for it.
Good.
Also an attacking position. It's not too late for
Oh my gosh.
Please, please.
What a save!
That's crazy.
Put that
I don't know
away.
where I was, bro. I was just hitting B 1,000 times.
Bro, I was just spamming B right there. It just kept going to me.
Come on, bro.
I did not think it was going to go to me after that foot save. That was like one of the craziest saves I've seen. Jeez. Look at that. I was like, give me that. Oh.